Alrighty, there we go. We are live. Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's good to see you guys. Alrighty, let me just double check everything. We should be good, right? Everything in the chat looks good. Mohammed, YouTuber, and Sire. Hey, it's good to see you guys. And yeah, I'm excited to show you guys how our week went. It's been a pretty solid week for us, and unfortunately, things in our Champ 1 didn't conspire the way that we hoped, but I did accept pretty early on that we were probably going to finish second place because of a couple different things, so it's not the worst result, I gotta say. I guess I'm a little salty, but it's still an amazing effort from our team. So I'll show you guys what exactly went down and how this last war played out. And really the big thing is that the enemy did 45 stars on us pretty early. With about 5 hours left, they finished their last attack. So at this point, all of the rest of our attacks didn't really matter. We were not going to get a +10. And this clan freestyle, if they just get another 2 stars, then they do secure first place on stars. Milo, hey, what's going on? It's good to see you. And yeah, I know it sounds a little bit like I'm disappointed, but the truth is I'm really not, because like I said, it was a good week. A lot of things did go our way when we expected it not to do so. And yeah, I'm left with the last 6 bases. Should hopefully pick up an easy 6 triples here. And I also will show you guys our other leagues that we ran, because I didn't do a very good job of broadcasting those leagues. We ran Champ 1 here, but we also ran Champ 2, Champ 3, Master 1, and Crystal 1, and I think we're promoting in all of them, which is great news. And yeah, let's just take a quick look at these bases. I want to get these destroyed as fast as possible, and then we can start switching around, having a little fun. I also have an esports hit, which I will show you immediately after these CWL hits. And how our esports war is looking, it looks like I need to triple, but the base that I flagged is looking pretty easy, so I do feel good about my chances despite the modifier being quite brutal. I think with this base I'm just going to use Hydra Totems. With the Stun Blaster I can definitely get a good stun back here. I don't know if you guys can tell, but I haven't really looked at these bases because I had a little bit of a grim feeling that these guys were going to do 45 stars on us, and then they did. So I never really gave myself a proper chance to look at their bases, because at this point it honestly doesn't matter. We missed the +10. This number 10 layout is a common Legends base. Ardiana, hey, what's going on? It's good to see you. Appreciate you tuning in. YouTuber, you know Ekwak? Yes, I do. He's a very strong player out of China. And I was following him for a while, actually, and he's actually very interesting because he's like me. He likes to go for whatever he thinks is working the best. He's definitely very talented as an attacker. I've learned a lot of things from him. I honestly can't say enough good stuff about him. This is definitely a good base to bring the blower, isn't it? Especially to get an early trigger on this Ray Shower, but also to destroy the CC and get the backpack to hit the Revenge Shower. I'll definitely bring the blower on this base. But anyway, let's look back now. Number 3. This will be my first target. This one seems actually really quite easy. I can just take my normal Legends army and switch a couple things and have a pretty good shot to triple, I think. I don't know, it looks a lot like you just woke up. I did kind of just wake up. I won't even lie to you. I took a nap and I was supposed to wake up about a half hour earlier, but I ended up waking up about 5 minutes before the stream. I was lucky enough to get everything set up in time. It's kind of funny you say that. But I still feel good about my chances on everything, especially that esports base. We had one of the enemy's bases for a friendly challenge, but some things didn't go our way in the attack. And so it ended up not being a great attack, but we're still in a position that if I triple, we should win. But that's something that I'll go over once we get there, right after the CWL hits. Let's go for this. Another Dhoom bully session. Yes, here we go. Here we go. I think I will start over here with a couple rocket loons, just to give the dragon a little extra chance for funneling. And then the queen over here. Just like that. I got the sweeper, but it doesn't exactly matter. I think it would have been better if I had gotten a backside air defense. I just have to keep an eye on now these air bombs crafted defense, because now all of my dragon riders have completely left the healing tome, which is not ideal. Definitely could have gotten better value from the healing tome. Think I'm gonna let my queen go and drop the overgrowth right there. And maybe I can get away with swagging the Duke here. That's kind of what it's looking like so far. Potentially I am wrong, but if I have a chance to swag like that, then I will go for it. Let's see, can the super dragon get it done? I think it will, actually. And yeah, here's a full swag Duke. Strongest hero in the game, but I don't need him. How cool is that? Hi bro, did you claim the book of building? I did not, actually. CWL, usually a stressful scenario. Yes. I'm always looking for swag, bro. Swag Duke. Okay, this base. What should I do here? Actually, I kind of want to draw some lines. I definitely think drawing some lines might help me. YouTuber, you know Gavin? I do know Gavin. He is one of the YouTubers that inspired me to start. I definitely have a lot of respect for him because he's good in both the home village and the builder base. Give me one quick second. This scenery makes it a little hard for me to measure things out because you really gotta find that corner properly, but the corners do blend in with the scenery. Hang on. Is that even visible? It's not. There we go. That should be good for me. What about Gavin? Best fireball attacker? He is definitely good with the fireball. But I don't want to call him the best because I think I'm the best. I definitely had some good seasons with the fireball, especially in November when we had a Meteor Golem's fireball meta. I had 5 accounts finishing in the top 1000. And I'm not trying to brag, honestly. I just, my ego hurts when you say that. That he's the best and I'm not. But he is definitely very good, we'll say that. Okay, so what I use these lines for is to find the center tile, because the Duke always flies through this. And so I always worry that if I drop the Duke directly from over here, that he can potentially miss the CC. And so by seeing that the CC is just a little bit above this center line here, now I know for sure that I can drop the Duke just a little below, like over here instead. And yeah, I think I'm just gonna go for a Hydra, just like right over here. I think that should be easy to pull off. Yeah, bro's going professor mode, doing crazy attacks, and then the 1 minute 30 seconds. Yes, I'm sure that once I actually get to attacking this base, it'll be gone and like nothing, right? Because of the modifier. Gotta go for a concert. Hey Stuart, I appreciate you hanging out for a little bit. Damn, Dhoom, so close to top 1, but still congrats for the promotion. Yeah, we got unlucky with first of all, the defense today, but also the fact that freestyle looks like they're gonna go perfect. It's really, it was hours ago that I realized we're gonna finish second. And I have a feeling we're only going to finish second behind freestyle by only 2 stars. So that is the difference of a 0-star versus a 3-star rate. We had a 0-star attack go through on day 3, and it's finally coming back to bite us in the end. So it definitely sucks, but I can't say I'm too disappointed because it happens. It's the nature of the game that disconnects and misinputs will always happen at some point. By all of us, really. Definitely not bothered by it, especially the fact that we have 4 clans promoting. And by the way, this clan Sword Art, they are promoting. They had a rough first few days, but they managed to pull together a nice war win, first of all against us, right? But also against Freestyle and against Savage Stars. And they tied 45-45 with Pinoy, which was the other contender for promotion. But it looks like they beat them. It looks like they managed to crawl ahead of Pinoy just by a little bit. Very interesting. Okay, anyway, I think I can just use my Legends army for this base. I have everything I need. Is there any advantage for getting number 1 for medals only or anything extra? Well, typically the first place finisher gets more bonuses, but that's only because they win more wars. So in our case, finishing first would just mean a little more medals for everybody. That's really the only thing. Okay, so I'm gonna drop my Quakes just a little spread. Like, I think that's good. And then the Duke is here now. And there. And that does get good value. Skywagon. Do have to watch over here, make sure that I don't get any bad targeting from the Monolith. The Monolith is capable of doing some damage there. going to freeze right there. My Duke did go down. I think that was a consequence of not properly dealing with the monolith. Definitely could have maybe gotten some better value from spells. But obviously it's crushed at this point, regardless of what happens with the rest of the hits. Just gonna revive the Duke. And yeah, swag overgrowth. There was maybe some more swag. Books to upgrade quick. Yeah, you mentioned a free book of building in the Supercell store, right? I did see that. Unfortunately, all of my big upgrades are now kind of finished, so I think I'm gonna end up just using my book on like one of the army camps. What can they even do to remove Hydra from the meta? You know, a funny thing that they can do actually is whatever stats increase that dragons just got from their new level, they can just nerf it right back. I'm pretty sure it was like an extra plus 300 hit points and maybe like a plus 30 DPS. I'm not exactly sure on the DPS, but imagine that they bring it back and then dragons are just exactly where they were before. That would be funny, because that would mean that they obviously made a mistake by giving the dragons a new level. Although I do think that really the elephant in the room with the meta right now is the Dragon Duke. They will just nerf him like always. Yeah, we always see some kind of silly nerfs like that. For example, when we first got Root Riders, they had a ton of hit points. Like a ton of them. And then they ended up getting nerfed 3 times. Now this is interesting. I definitely think there's a potential for a nice giant arrow over here. Giant arrow backpack. I just want to be a little careful about the targeting. I might end up going for the hero hall instead. I don't think that's a bad idea. And so what that means is I do have to break out the throwers on this attempt. I think I will bring this, but I also need another Quake to get all the value. Check Army Camp, it has extra space, so we'll give a supercharge in the next big upgrade. Yes, I think that we will eventually see 360 space. I think the meta sucks right now because there's no optional crafted defense. Looks like we only have lava launcher. Yes, you're absolutely right. Although I gotta say, I have been noticing some air bombs in Legends 1. There's definitely some air bombs finding their way into the meta, and I think it's really just the fact that so many people are using air spam that is just the risk some players are willing to take with their bases now. Okay, I need 5 Quakes. Give me 1 second. I think I can get rid of a totem here and just bring that 5th Quake. I'm also not going to boost up. In the past few days when I was using this army, I was boosting up because I definitely think the extra level for the druids, the rage, and the freeze is good for this army, but obviously we're not fighting for a win anymore. There's definitely no need to boost up. So here I have to test for a Tesla, that's the only thing. Just have to be a little quick about the timings. And yeah, 5 Quakes should do it, right? 1 quick second. I know I missed a little bit of chat, so we'll read that as soon as I am cruising in this attack. I probably should have done the, you know. Yeah, I think that doing those super barbs first would have been the best play. Maybe I missed a quake over here, but I still have a poison spell, so I guess I'm okay. Not the hugest thing, it's definitely a little loss of time, and the revenge tower is still standing. So potentially I needed to use the quake over there. Not too worried just yet. The queen's gonna reach over the wall and grab 1 storage, right? And I think that's a good place to recall her. Maybe I'll grab the ricochet first. And then recall, and then the king. Also have to find a good spot to revive the duke, although definitely looks a little exposed in that area now. It's kind of a swag wall breaker there. And yeah, I think we are good to go here for this particular hit. Yeah, so it definitely looks like I forgot to drop a quake on this revenge tower because it went down just from the skeletons in the area. And a swag freeze. Let's drop it right there. Nice and easy. Hamza, hey, what's going on? It's good to see you. Let me see the chat that I missed. Definitely missed a little bit. Now, they won't nerf troops. They have new defense levels coming soon and new monolith levels. Yeah, I don't know. I definitely think we'll see some kind of a balance change with the troops. Anyway, that was a nice triple there. Vizier, air bombs are so slow, it's funny watching one air bomb take forever to follow the troops. You're right. You're right. And Omnimark, hello, it's good to see you. Lava launcher killed fireball, forcing everyone to use air, but the other defenses are useless. Yeah, the air bombs are not as strong against air as the lava launcher is against stuff like warden charges and all that, so I agree with you there. And Leah, hey, it's good to see you. And Prasad, my lava launcher is level 18 and on an upgrading spree. Yeah, I think, honestly, let me see. I don't want to say it's too late to do that, because there's definitely still a significant amount of time left in our crafting phase. 82 days left. Those last few levels do take a while, so you may potentially finish it with around, I think, like somewhere between 50 to 60 days left in the phase, which I guess is good value. I was just thinking maybe it's a little too late, because the rest of us, when we started upgrading right away, that we finished the crafted defenses with over 90 days left. And Hamza, hey, it's good to see you. Queen Skin looks fire, thank you very much. Hey buddy, what's there behind your head? It's called a cochlear implant. It's basically like a high-tech hearing aid. It's pretty cool, actually. I'm Town Hall 13 on Golem League. That's pretty cool. I definitely think Golem League is pretty high for Town Hall 13. We can take a look at the Town Halls here. Yeah, like look at this. All of the top 200, these are all Golem League Town Hall 13, so whatever you're doing is already working well for you. You're asking me for some strategy, but to be honest with you, the biggest limitation you have right now is your equipment levels. I know that Town Hall 13 is missing a lot. I'm just curious why Supercell haven't responded about the air issue. They reverted throwers pretty quickly. Yeah, I know, right? We should have seen some kind of an emergency nerf. It's a shame by the time I'm Town Hall 18 I won't be able to max out the crafted defenses. Don't worry about it, bro. I definitely don't think that the crafted defenses are make or break. Since their main focus was to add variety. Yeah, that's what they said. That's what they said. Santos, you're asking to join my clan for friendly challenges? Yeah. As long as you're in Legend League, you should be able to get in just fine, but the requirements are pretty easy right now. So just leave something in your request which says that you are joining from the stream. Why are you using that? I was born deaf, actually. I was born with no hearing. I'm actually using Super Witch Smash on Town Hall 13, but I'm confused. Should I use RC Charged Dragons or not? I definitely think you should give Dragons and Dragon Riders a shout in Town Hall 14, because that is when you unlock Dragon Riders. I don't think that, if you're doing well with the Fireball Super Witches, then don't worry about it. I don't exactly know when you plan to get to Town Hall 14. If you upgrade the crafted defenses to 888, it takes only 7 days. Yeah, it does get done pretty quickly. I missed a clan tag. Yes, here you go. They should buff crafted defenses. Balloon, it will somewhat nerf spam attacks. You think so? You think so? A lot of people are saying that yes, the crafted defenses are a little unbalanced, but what's going to happen in the next phase when the air bombs are gone? We definitely need a good substitute. That's what I think. Bro, your advices are really genuine. Hey, I appreciate that. I always do my best. And that's why I like live streams, is because it's definitely the best way for me to interact directly with you guys. Okay, this base. Definitely ready to go for the next one. I think I'm going to draw some center lines here. Could you give a link for normal mode, a good base for Town Hall 18? No, well, first of all, I can't drop base links in the stream chat because they get cut off. The base links won't work if I post them in the stream chat, but you can text me on Discord and I will send you some bases. But second of all, what you're asking for doesn't exactly exist. You're asking for a base which can defend well in normal mode. And right now, nothing can defend well in normal mode. So, I can give you bases that would be good for Legends and Esports, but asking for a base that's good for normal mode is a little bit contradictory, I think. I don't want to send you a base and then have it not work for you, and you feel too disappointed. Okay, so I think that I need to end up dropping the Duke somewhere behind this bomb tower. Like somewhere over here. If I want to get this CC building. That's definitely the primary target there. This is definitely an interesting layout. I can also think about starting from the other side and then shooting the queen arrow to go hopefully across the sweeper like this. I think that can work. Shooting it from that army camp. I'd rather hit the CC, I think, than hit the sweeper in this particular case. But the good thing about doing it this way is that instead I would send the Duke over here, so I'm less likely to miss the backpack. And over here he'll be a little more safer, at least with totem spells. So I think this is the play. Okay. And obviously the good thing about this is I can just use my Legends army. Bomb Hive had better control over the meta than the Lava Launcher. Yes, I think the Bomb Hive was a little more balanced than the Lava Launcher. As dominant as it was in its crafting phase, everybody was running the Bomb Hive, but it is not nearly as diabolical as the Lava Launcher. Because I think that the Bomb Hive only really killed stuff like RC charges. But the Lava Launcher is bad for anything on the ground. Okay, let's go for this. I upgraded Queen Arrow way back and never used much again. I gotta say, the Queen Arrow has always had a place in the meta. Like, literally always. Since it came out in Town Hall 16. Which is quite impressive, because all of the buildings since Town Hall 16 got a lot of HP, you know? I did hit the CC there, but I think I missed a couple targets. Yeah, I missed the sweeper. Maybe I could have gotten the sweeper, honestly. That was definitely not the ideal lineup of the arrow. I think I'm going to use Overgrowth like there. And yeah, we should be good. Might end up swagging the revive over here, depending on what this air defense can do. It definitely can do some damage. It's gonna kill my Duke. But I got a nice orb there. So yeah, my Duke goes down, but I don't think I need to revive him again. I think we're good. So here's a swag of Poison, Skeleton, Freeze, and Revive. So, yeah, another easy one. Amiriza, hey, what's going on? It's good to see you. Did you get 21 stars on all accounts this week? Yeah, so far no misses. I accidentally skipped an attack in my lower league. That's the only thing. I don't know why, but I was expecting a reminder, and I never got one. I think people were a little scared to approach me for whatever reason. And so I never got any reminder on that lower league, but I'll show you guys that after I do these last couple hits, because I do want to show you guys the hard work my clan has put in all of their leagues. We managed to promote every single one. We did like 5 different leagues, and every single one promoted. Okay, let's take a look. Just 2 more bases. If I can get these last couple triples, then yes, all of my main accounts will have done 21 stars. This is a common Legends layout. Typically what I go for is I quake over here, and I shoot the arrow from this pet house to get the sweeper and to get this value with the backpack. The only thing is that typically the Duke ends up diving into this damage early, and he does die a little early, but obviously that's what the revive is for, right? The only good thing about him dying over here is the fact that he typically triggers the rage tower. I definitely think if there was some better way to keep him alive and still get this value, that in Legends this might have better chances, because I gotta say, this typically goes through in Legends, but sometimes it holds me. But we're talking about normal mode here, so I'm not too worried. Prince Crown equipment is getting good value in Legends. Yeah, I was talking to one of my clanmates about that, because he is running the Dark Crown in Legend League right now. Although I feel like that the Meteor Staff is still not bad. And yeah, it's interesting because I think that really the differences between the Dark Crown and the Meteor Staff really shine when you use them in different modifiers. Like for example, all of this percentage and DPS increase is amplified when there's no modifiers, because there's no nerf on the Prince's HP or DPS. So in normal mode, the Dark Crown is definitely superior in some ways, but in Legends you get the same damage per hit every time, regardless of whether you're in Legends 1, 2, or 3. And another pair of equipments that I think is very comparable like that is actually with the RC. I definitely think that the Rocket Spear here does better in normal mode, and the Frostflake does better in like esports and Legends. That's what I think about these equipments. And I guess when you mention that it does bring up the potential that some of these other equipments could be better in normal mode. But if I gotta be honest with you, I don't typically think like that with the equipments, like what's working best in normal mode versus Legends, because what I typically go for is what's working in esports. Because if it's working in esports, then obviously it's gonna be good for normal mode, right? Okay, so here I'll just use the Dark Crown just for a, you know, I guess sake of demonstration. Let me go ahead and crush this base. I know I missed a little bit of chat, but I'll get right to that. Oh, I missed the arrow badly. Not good, but I think I can get away with it. I always have extra resources in case of missing the arrow like this. Gonna get a good freeze over here. And here is a overgrowth. Let's use some rocket loons to snipe that air defense, and a balloon over here. Yeah, missing the arrow like I did would have killed me in Legends, because this base definitely feels a little bit anti-dragons in some ways. So yeah, we do have it under control. There's not a whole lot of swag here, actually. There's no swag because of that mistake I made with the arrow, but still an easy triple because of the modifier. No King Gaming, why are you explaining so much? Just go for the attack, bro. I just want to chill. That's why. That's why. Hamza, Rocket Spear should get a slight buff, in my opinion. It can't even take down a Tesla in one shot in Legends 1. You're absolutely right, bro. I definitely think the Rocket Spear was good until the modifiers kind of killed it. Sire, the amount of damage Skywagon adds to an attack is crazy. Well, the amount of housing space that the Skywagon adds to an attack is especially crazy. It adds an extra 150 housing space. This is my esports match, by the way. But I will get right back to that. First miss I've seen so far. Which miss? Like miss with the arrow? I guess that's the first time I've missed on it in the war. But I did not miss that attack. That was still a triple. Okay, let's bring 3 Quakes here with the blower. I had a terrible end to the CWL. Missed my recall in the classic Root Rider attack in 1-star. That's unfortunate, bro. Especially right now with this meta. 1-stars will kill you guys. I feel for you. I actually had another clanmate come by and tell me about how he had an unfortunate ending to his CWL, because what happened was that he also missed on his last attack, but his miss caused his clan to lose a promotion. And I guess really the most shocking thing about it was the fact that it was Champ 2, right? So 2 clans were promoting, but his clan is in 3rd with 102 triples out of 105. And the other 2 clans ahead of him also got 102 triples out of 105. So I don't know. I think that's a good statement to how busted the meta is right now. The fact that you can get 102 triples and only 3 misses and still fail to promote even with 2 promotion spots. Okay, I think I can just go right for this one. Doesn't look too scary. Gonna use 1 quick cure and 2 in the core. And hit this arrow like so. Get the revenge tower, that is nice. Drop a couple dragons there, and then here. And yeah, check out that pre-trigger on the rage tower, I do like that. That's why I kind of went for this kind of a plan. I think I'm going to overgrowth over here. It's kind of swag, I'll be honest. I don't exactly think I need that overgrowth, like, urgently. But yeah, check it out. 3 swag totems, a swag skeleton, a swag freeze, and a swag revive. I'm not even gonna use the revive. Nice and easy. And hey, that is 44 stars. That's a pretty solid attempt by our clan today. And GG to Sword Art for managing to put 45 on us. I think with this that they secured their promotion. And yes, Freestyle did get 45 stars today and a win over their clan. So we're going to finish this league with 359 stars in 2nd place. Freestyle with 361, and the truth is that this 0 star on day 3 could have been a triple, and we could be finishing 1st. So I think that's a little unfortunate, just a little bit. Insane bullying session done. Yes, I know, right, bro? But I am glad that the CWL this week is over, and I'm very proud of my mates for getting us a promotion done. But now is a good time, I think, to show you guys what our other leagues are looking like. Real quickly, I'm going to move with my other account to the esports clan and show you guys the esports hit. So this is the attack that I skipped yesterday by mistake. I'm definitely going to leave an apology to my mates about that, but we're still ahead of 2nd place by quite a lot. I think we're going to end up finishing in 1st by over 40 stars. That's kind of what it looks like. Even with a few skipped hits here, I guess we can go for an attack. I'm going to hang on, my phone was just logged onto this village. So I'm going to donate myself. And everybody's been asking me when I'm going to use Root Riders again, and the truth is that I have been using Root Riders, but you guys haven't really seen it much because I've only been using it on my lower accounts. best performance yet. Thank you so much. Yeah, we definitely did a good job this week. We had 20 people get 21 stars in the CWL in this clan. Wow, check that out. That's definitely nuts. I bet you some of these attacks aren't done yet, but this clan doesn't look too scary. Let's go Town Hall 16 versus Town Hall 17. Try to find a good base. This one definitely has potential. Especially there's a hole right there that I can potentially use to grab the poison spell tower. Don't think I want to hit this base. It needs some tricks, which I'm not exactly prepared for. I want to go for something simple. CWL, your clan is showing one there, 351, not 361. Well, they won their war, so they're gonna get plus 10. And we unfortunately did not win our war, so we're gonna get 359. And Abid, hey, it's good to see you, bro. Will you be live tomorrow? Yes, but I think that the timing of my live stream will be a little different. It'll be more closer to the evening for me. I think this is definitely a base I can go for, number 12. Can also probably pull this off. This is really easy with the giant arrow to pre-trigger the spell towers. It basically renders the spell towers useless. I might go for this one. Definitely feels like a safe option for Town Hall 16 versus 17. I do have Mighty Morsels active, but I still also have level 1 Root Riders. Low cortisol Town Hall 16 attack, yes. That's exactly what this is. Where do I want to enter from? I think here is fine. I'm probably going to send my roots in just above where I dropped the RC. That wasn't the best timing on the invis, but the prince is a bit low level. Hopefully get a kill right there. And the good thing is I don't actually need now the to use the giant arrow for the spell towers because the RC managed to grab those herself. Although ice golems may stall me just enough. I think we should be good, right? Level 1 Root Riders for the win. With a swag overgrowth and a swag poison. Nice and easy. Part 740 of why I hate the fox. Yeah, the fox is just a little too finicky in Town Hall 17. Especially because the Town Hall weapon fires pretty quickly, so those small gaps of invisibility will bite you back. Anyway, so congratulations to this clan and my clanmates for a very successful week here. And I also want to show off this league that we did our Champ 2 in. Our modifiers starting with Titan League from next month. Actually, I don't think that we will see modifiers in Titan 3. I do think that if I was in any position at Supercell, that I would definitely encourage them to introduce a temporary modifier for Titan 3, at least for the first month, Just like how we're temporarily getting 4 clans promoting. That's what I think about that. This is one of my mates attacking in Champ 2. And I gotta say the hit rate here has been pretty high. This is looking a little scary though. Nothing is really going for the Town Hall. He has a revive spell and he has a lot of troops over here, so this is one of those cases where I think that the modifier is potentially forgiving him here. This could have been a 1-star if it was like in Legends. But still, it's obviously looking like a good attack. With a swag revive, GG Bren. That was a good hit there. And yeah, a lot of people here also did 21 stars, about 8 of them out of 15. We had a couple subs. So great job to this clan. We did have run into a little bit of a hiccup on day 5, I think it was. Are all clans promoting? Yes, we ran 5 different leagues and I think all 5 of them are promoting. So yeah, check this out. This clan actually had a potential to win against us and force us into a spot around 3rd place, but they choked their last attack, which I gotta say wasn't that great by them because one of their members, this guy, Messi10, he came to our side clans and started scouting all of our bases while a bunch of us were offline. So he definitely got access to a lot of our active layouts that day. And so they knew where the traps were and they still could not defeat us. So I'm proud of my boys for holding it together. And yeah, I don't think I have access right at the moment to show you guys Champ 3 and Master 1. But I can tell you guys that they're looking good to promote there as well. So I'm proud of them. And yeah, so that's the week done for CWL. And yeah, scouting in the big 2026 with the easiest meta is crazy. I agree, bro. What were they doing? That was embarrassing by them, I gotta say. So this is an esports hit, by the way, so I definitely need to bring a little bit of a modified army. And maybe I need to bring boosts because we're heavily down on percent over here. They managed to do 73 and 86, and we have 60 and 72. So if the boost can help me get a triple, then absolutely I will do it for the team. Okay, so what I think I need here is 3 Quakes for the Revenge Tower. And 3 Quakes for the CC. And this monolith, I'm not so sure if I want to use Quakes on it because it needs 2 Quakes in esports. If I'm not mistaken, it needs 2 Quakes. Hamza, I would love to do CWL on one of your clans with my second account. We don't really have much space in our main and second clan. You're always looking for a... Yeah, I can definitely hook you up. You just gotta text me on Discord. I can totally hook you up, bro. Every month we run like one of each league. So I think that next month we will be running Titan 3, Champ 1, Champ 2, Champ 3. So there will definitely be a place for you. Okay. So how many Quakes do I need? I think 6 is enough, but that monolith is a little scary. Let me find the right army. I think it's this. And potentially it's not so good to bring a revive, but the revive does help with a lot of the time issues that this army has. I don't even think I'm going to bring a poison either. I think I'm good with 6 quakes. I can try to bring the rage spell still and have 1 totem, 1 freeze, and 1 skeleton. That seems somewhat reasonable. Okay, so this should be good, I think. Apart from the fact that I don't have boost. Let's run some boost. And yeah, so I think that what I need to do to get the timing dead right here is to send an ice golem. Send an ice golem first, maybe? And then the skeletons. I think that's reasonable. There's no other good place to use skeletons on this space, so I definitely want to use it there on the monolith. Let's go throwers. Yes, let's go throwers, right? I definitely think throwers still have a good place in the meta, especially if you have a good plan for the lava launcher. And yes, this is an esports hit. Although this layout definitely does not look like he was trying to defend properly, according to the meta. Look at all this backpack value. Okay. Just keep your fingers crossed for me, guys. I definitely feel good about my chances to triple, but I still don't want to screw it up. So far it's looking okay. The monolith is gonna go down, which is nice. And I think that the queen is going to continue this way. So now I think I'm ready to drop the throwers. Come on, throwers, don't get stuck. I'm worried that could potentially happen. This is my queen about to go down. She is, I think. Potentially. Maybe not. I'm gonna use a rage spell there just to make sure that wall breakers go through. And I do think that it is time soon to revive. Let's revive. This is looking good, guys, by the way. Looking really good. If I triple this, I think we should have a real shot to win. My warden goes down, but I still have a spiky ball. This is definitely gonna triple, right? Most absolutely. Let's go. Pretty easy. And the grand finals earlier, I saw like 3 throwers triple. That's cool. Check that out, guys. An esports mode triple. Very nice. And it's Legends 1 versus Electro 32 at the top. Nice to pull together a triple for these guys. and I guess all we can hope for is that our base here will defend. I definitely think we have good chances of defending their last attacker. Milo, nice one, bro. Thank you so much. GG. Yes, GG, right? Definitely a good hit. And now I think that I'm done with all of my timely duties in terms of war hits, and that I can just chill out now and go for Legend League, which is always my favorite part of the day. I won't lie, I could definitely feel my heart rate spiked a little bit there, because I definitely felt the weight of my team depending on me. But let's go for Legends now. Oh, it's this base again. This is that base where I missed the arrow in CWL. This is just such a common layout, you know? Definitely don't think that if you guys are running this base, you should probably stop running it, because at some point you're gonna go minus 320. Just from the fact so many people are running this base. Oh, nice blower. That's obviously not what I meant to bring. The blower got all my value, I guess. I suppose that's okay. But that's obviously not what I intended to bring there. Want to see the revenge tower go down. I'll use a poison on the Guardian. I suppose this worked out well for me, actually. All things considered. Could have been a bit worse, right? There's going to be a good opportunity to revive the Duke, although I used my rocket loons on random defenses. I didn't grab this last air defense. I guess that's one good way to take down this base, right? Is by using the blower there, rather than having to line up a good arrow. Here's a swag revive. Nice and easy. Warming up for Legends using CWL. Yeah, that's the state of the game right now. That's how unfortunate it is. Okay, let's go back to the fire hearts. I don't think actually the flame blower is like a bad option for Legends. I just think that my army isn't optimized for it. Like, I think if you're gonna run the flame blower together with the backpack like this, you should bring at least 3 Quakes. At least. But for now, I'm going to stick to the, you know, the fire heart. Hamza, you want me to check your second account? Yes, I could use a breather, honestly. I definitely feel a little stressed from the attacks, especially that esports hit. I'll check out your second account real quick. Clash of Clans. I guess really the only thing about your second account are the hero levels. So far, just based off of the profile. But the defense levels overall look fine. If there were no Titan Leagues right now and it was just all the way up to Champ 1, I think that this particular base would be good for like Champ 2 or Champ 3 in terms of defense. But I know you're also a very talented attacker, so you'll always have chances in Champ 1, you know? Yeah, that's kind of what I think, is that defensively where you're landing is right between Champ 2 and Champ 3. Like, you're good for Champ 3, but It's also risky to bring you in Champ 2, because I do think that this has potential to go 21 stars on defense, and in Champ 1 this will absolutely go 21 stars on defense, especially if the lobbies are as crazy as like the ones we've been seeing lately in Champ 1. Yeah, you were asking specifically about Champ 2, and I think it's borderline, bro. I definitely think it's borderline, especially because your hero levels are low, which might not sound like a huge deal with hero boost, right? But the truth is that the heroes also do good work on defense. That's what I think about that. Okay, let's go for this next hit. Okay, let me take a look at the center lines a little bit. I definitely feel like I need to drop the Duke to go behind this gold storage and grab the CC. I don't think there's any way I can get both the CC and this race shower, which does complicate things just a little bit. I definitely think this has a chance to defend me, just judging on the layout. So I'm gonna drop quakes like this, and then shoot the arrow like so, get the CC, and then the dragons over here. Drop another dragon here. I'll drop my skeletons now over that monolith. And I think that overgrowth back here is going to be especially good. This is definitely looking good to triple, especially if my Duke can stay alive just a little longer. Can definitely get a good revive for him. Seems like he picked up a black air bomb. And yeah, easy triple. Here's a swag poison. And I think that the orb is swag too. Crazy how you lost 2 wars in GE and still got second. There's levels to it. Yes, you're right, bro. You're absolutely right. Although we definitely could have drawn a couple of wars. The 2 clans which did 45 on us, the best we could have done, I guess, the best we did is 44. And day 3, the best we could have done is 44 as well, because we had a 0-star and a real fail. That's what I think. I definitely think this group was a very nice group. Okay, this base now. Oh, there's good potential for an arrow here, I think. Especially if the arrow can get, yeah, way back here. Okay. Okay. So I'm gonna drop 2 quakes over here like so. And then the backpack. And then the arrow from here. Hopefully get the CC, hopefully. I missed. I did miss. Not ideal. Not the hugest mistake, but not ideal, right? I have to save the poison spell now for the CC. Although I don't think that's the worst value for a poison spell. Can I still triple this? It's looking actually not so bad. Despite how I missed the CC. I kind of swagged my orb there. Kind of. There's overgrowth. And a skeleton for the enemy prince. And this should go through. swag freeze. Nice and easy. Wait, there's different level legend. Yes. If you've been gone a few months, then yes, you will know now that there's 3 different levels of Legend League, and they moved the modifiers out of Electro League. So now the modifiers are not called Expert, Master, and Legends anymore. It's just called Legends 3, Legends 2, Legends 1. There's also still an esports modifier. Win all day, hey, what's going on? Looks crushed, bro. Nice one. Overgrowth, the revenge shower, always scary. The biggest thing about overgrowth in the revenge shower is that you want to get a good timing on the overgrowth. Because if the overgrowth wakes up and your troops are all flying like right past the revenge shower, you can get wrecked. Do you use passive equipment on the Warden for throwers? Yes, Rage Gem together with the Life Gem I think is the best combination by far for the throwers. Way better than Fireball. Way better than Eternal Tome. And a lot of people are going to say that's up for debate, but I don't know. Personally, I don't think it's any debate. But yeah, check this out. We got promoted to Titan 3. We did get second place by only 2 stars. So that 0 star definitely cost us first place. I'm a little salty, but I'm not too salty because with this meta, honestly, I was expecting some draws. Like, that's just how it was. Some draws to influence the results. We didn't get any draws, but we could have, I think. And other clans did get 45 on us. I'm giving out the bonuses right now to my mates. And yeah, check it out. Very nice to see Titan 3. How cool is that? Feeling sad for Lebanon Max. They had the Warden impact on them. Nah, dude. They lost every war. Like every single war. I don't feel bad for them because you're supposed to win at least one war in order to get a little bit of sympathy. What happened with the 0 star? He accidentally pressed surrender, which I know that sounds suspicious, but I'm gonna be honest with you, I really do think it was an accident, because he was trying to set up the overgrowth, and right as he was about to drop the overgrowth, or right as he was I thought he was about to drop the overgrowth, that's when the surrender happened. And then right after the attack, he told me he meant to press overgrowth, but the screen popped up just at the right time. So that's what happened. And thankfully it didn't cost us anything huge in the end, you know? It just cost us first place. Got a nice giant arrow there. Definitely good chances to triple this particular layout. Although I think I'm gonna freeze right here. Good value for a freeze there. I lost my... See, that's the thing, is I really hate losing my Duke like that. This is actually not looking too hot. This could have gone better in some ways. I think I missed some good freezes somewhere. I guess it's not the worst hit. It's only my first fail of the stream. Yeah, there were definitely some better places for the freeze, which could have potentially given my army the damage reduction from the base it needed. Because now I'm about to use my freeze on just random stuff. So maybe I do triple, we'll see. I need this air defense to go down, but I also need the Expo to go down quickly. I think I can sustain the rest of this. We'll see. Very close. I think he meant Lebanon's getting bombed right now. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Iran also had a bad run in our CWL. And they're also having a bad run in real life. Wow. I did manage to sneak a triple through here. I thought it was a fail. Definitely thought I failed here. What are you doing with the medals? Probably saving them. That's what I'm probably doing. I don't really have any huge plans to spend my medals. All of my accounts have right around 1100. I guess a good place that I could spend them is potentially like the Hammer of Heroes or the Hammer of Building. But all of my big upgrades are done. And I think it will only take another month of books to finish all of my heroes on all 6 accounts. Duke nerfed before the summer, I see it. Yeah, I mean, the Duke had no business finishing that base. And he did it all by himself. And I think that's happened a lot more times than people would like to admit, where they thought they were going to fail, but then the Duke finished the base. Okay, this base. I definitely have some good ideas how I can get this base. I have seen this layout before and failed a bit, but with this CC placement I think I have some better chances. So let's drop some Quakes over here. And the Duke. And a Dragon. And then the Arrow. And I got the Revenge Tower together with the CC there. That's nice. Did not expect that. Although I have a scary looking air sweeper coming my way. I think I'm going to use Overgrowth right around here. I still have a couple of free spells that should get me through the last of those defenses, especially the ones I put under Overgrowth. Like that one right there. Here's a totem. Why you need to draw when center is already marked. It's marked on most bases, but usually there's buildings and stuff on the over the center tile, so it's a little tough to figure that out. But if you're watching where I'm drawing the center lines, and I think you're behind on the stream, bro. That's what I think. But it does help me a little bit when I'm like not like 100% sure about the center tile, because I definitely think some sceneries like this where the corners blend, that there's potential for some base builders to make some bases that are a little off center and screw up some backpacks. This is definitely a good scenery to make that happen, because these real tiles blend in with the outside tiles. And another scenery where you see that is on this particular scenery, how the real tiles blend in with the outside tiles. It makes it a little hard to figure out where the exact center tile is, but here you can see it clearly. But most layouts you cannot see the center tile. Fireheart or Flameblower on the Duke for this attack. I am using the Fireheart now. How many heroes do you think Clash is going to have? If Clash goes on forever, I think that the heroes won't stop. That's where I think we're at. Win all day. I see you just follow me, by the way. I appreciate that. Gonna call it a night. Take care, bro. Yeah, hey, I appreciate you hanging out. You were here for quite a while. I've been streaming now an hour and a half almost. So I appreciate you, seriously. Have a great night, bro. Anyone want to buy my account? If you want your account banned, then sure. Go ahead and advertise your account. Because buying and selling is against Clash Terms of Service. This is a tweak of that common layout. I crushed this base on my first hit with the blower because I accidentally brought the blower. But this time I got all the value with the arrow, so definitely no need for a blower there. Gonna put a freeze over the long shot together with the multi-inferno. A little worried about how nothing is going for long shots. Just gotta be careful. Is long shot going down? Please tell me. Yes, he does. So I think we're good now on this particular attack. Let's see. Wouldn't mind new heroes with 25 levels. 25 levels feels like a lot, bro. I'll be honest, like when we got the Duke and everybody had him maxed out right away, I felt like I was pretty far behind for a while. That's how I feel. 25 levels. They've been cracking down on that too, so good luck. Yeah, you definitely don't want to have a purchase account in this day and age. Especially if you're hyper competitive like me. Because they will find you. How many attacks do I have left? I have 2, and so far I'm perfect today. Yesterday was not as perfect, but it was still not bad, I guess. The defense definitely didn't help. But we're looking pretty solid today. I've been live an hour and a half, and there have been no fails. And that's CWL, that's esports, and that's legends, no fails yet. But of course, I feel like now that I've said that I've completely jinxed myself. So I'm definitely going to be careful. Honestly, I think here I want to go for something a little different. And get a little bit of an early CC kill. Just like this. Hopefully get some value. I missed the arrow. Not ideal. But I did get the poison tower, so that's kind of why I went for that. Uh-oh. The way things are splitting has me a little nervous at the moment. Did I really forget to drop my prince? Is that what happened? I think that is what happened. And that I might fail because of it, potentially. I think that's where we're at. A little silly. But I still have plenty of spells, I gotta say. Definitely a little unfortunate. I missed the arrow and then I forgot to drop my prints. Not my finest hits. And of course I did that right after I was bragging about how I didn't do any fails. Got a little cocky, I guess. Can you share a good base for Town Hall 18? Text me on Discord, bro. All of my socials are on the bottom of the screen. And I'm happy to share you links over Discord. That way I'm not sharing you the same thing I'm sharing to everybody. %78%, what is that, plus 25? Yeah, that is plus 25. Not my finest hit, but there's still only one more and I can get 305. Let's see, do you think level 70 minion prince is good enough for this strat? If you're up against Town Hall 17s, then absolutely. But if you're up against Town Hall 18s, that is missing a few levels because the, you know, the prince is already limited on HP. A big raid is incoming, that's cool. I'm excited. Got a base, can I send you it and you raid it? Yes, go ahead and drop your player tag. Although I think first that I'm going to go for a Legends hit and just finish this off. Would like to get this all taken care of by now. That air bombs is low level, so I can definitely use the quakes on the CC. Good potential there. But for that to work, I need to shoot the arrow to get through the CC as well. It's not exactly so obvious, but let's go for that. And I do get the CC, very nice. I'm going to use a skeleton early on the monoliths just so that my Duke doesn't get targeted. Let's use a poison on the logger. I think I have good chances here to triple the way things are going. Pinball Lou, you raided with 20 viewers. Hey, I appreciate you, bro, seriously. That is an awesome raid. Let's use the overgrowth over this area right there. Cover the defenses that do the most damage when they're raged. That's the scatter shot, that's the multi-inferno and the air sweeper. Because we all know how scary a raged air sweeper is, right? Yeah, here's a good freeze and a good revive. Another easy triple done. Pinbolu, hey, I appreciate the raid, bro, seriously. That is awesome. Hope you have a great stream, thank you so much. Damn, your arrows are on point, thank you so much, bro. They're not always like that, I'll be honest. I definitely have my moments where I miss easy arrows. Hamza, hey, how long until you enter the Twitch program? I'm not exactly sure that might happen. Because really the biggest issue with getting monetized on Twitch is the fact that I can't, it limits me first of all on the options that I have with music, and I always want to have good music for you guys, but it also means that I can't have this chat under my webcam. I can't have it showing both Twitch and YouTube. It would have to be Twitch only. So I don't exactly foresee a huge future with monetization on Twitch. You can now? Oh, okay. That's interesting. I'll definitely redo my research. I don't think so. Chat from both is okay. Okay. I could totally be wrong. But when I was researching, yeah, that was the biggest thing I was concerned about, is that I want you guys to have the best viewer experience possible, and I know that being a Twitch affiliate has made that difficult for a lot of streamers. So it's relatively new, I've heard. That's cool. I may have been looking at old stuff. It might have been ChatGPT just giving me a bunch of bogus info. That's kind of what I think it is. And yeah, I can go for a little more Legend League. Let me find an account I have which should have a decent rank. I think it's Rage. I got a nice reset with Rage yesterday, despite the fact that I kind of sold on offense. Defense looks a little rough, but my reset was rank 462. So I think I'm just gonna do like a few hits here and then finish the rest later off the stream. I do have some stuff I gotta get to pretty soon. How many accounts do you have? I'm pushing 6. I'm pushing 6 accounts. And I did 6 accounts in my CWL, and I got 21 stars in all of them. Rage, Fear, Death, Havoc, Chaos, and Doom all did 21 stars. So if you guys from Twitch want to come check that out, then go over to the YouTube side, because I streamed every day except for day 2. I did all of my CWL hits at the beginning of every stream. So those are easy to find. There were tons of hits. I had like crazy swag too, so like for example this one today, I swagged the Dragon Duke. You guys can watch this. Interface looks a lot cooler on Twitch. Well, I appreciate that. This, I did a lot of good work on this overlay, I think. And this overlay was also with the help of AI, by the way. I don't want to take all the credit. I'm just going to play this at 2x. I don't want to 4x it, because if you guys want to see some of the details, you can. But keep in mind also, this is normal mode, so maybe swag in normal mode isn't as impressive to you guys, but this overgrowth here was crucial because it covers the Rage Tower, but it leaves the Multi-Infernos and the Revenge Towers exposed. So I was able to get those down while the overgrowth was active. And yeah, I ended up never deploying my Duke here, which was pretty cool. Not many troops left, but look at all the spells. I have a swag revive, a swag poison, a swag skeleton, a swag freeze, and a swag Dragon Duke with a triple. So a bunch of my hits had swag in CWL. That's just how it went. Okay, let's just do a couple more Legends hits. I definitely see a nice potential for the backpack over here. The only scary thing is this area with the town hall. It looks pretty well guarded, I gotta say. Guarded with both air heroes, a couple air defenses, the monolith, the multi-inferno, and long shot. So I definitely gotta get exceptionally good value with the backpack. I think that I can work with something like this and try to get a good arrow. Oh, it looks like Builder saved the CC. I think I'm screwed here. I think I'm actually screwed. Very rare case that I say that, because today was successful in Legends for me. I must say. We'll see if I can still triple, I'm not so sure. Overgrowth there. Can the dude get the town hall, please? Please get the town hall. Nah, he's gonna go for skeletons. Fabulous. So I think it's down to just the prince whether he can make it around the overgrowth defenses in time, this might still triple, despite missing a ton of arrow value. We'll see, because if this Rage Tower, the effect can fade before the multi-archer tower does too much damage, then this can still triple. Wow. Very crazy. Great spell placement and timing. A little bit on this attack. Not quite. A little bit. Let me add those commands quick. You have commands you want to add? Would definitely appreciate that. Tokyo boy, hey, can you check out my base? Yes, let's check out your base. I definitely got a little bit of a spike in my heart rate after that arrow. I thought I was failing that. So I kind of want to chill out and just check out a base. Those builder huts were very strategic, yes, that they definitely worked well enough to save all that value there. That was crazy. But also, I think I made a mistake with where I dropped my earthquake spells. I think if I was a little more careful about where exactly I dropped my earthquakes, that the builders would start repairing themselves first. Tokyo boy, I'm gonna send you a friend request, but unfortunately I have too many friends. I'm a little too popular, I guess. But just looking at your profile, everything looks good. You might be working on your heroes a bit, and that's totally fine. You still have some good levels. Your lab looks good. The only thing about your profile that's lacking is the rank. I definitely think you should try to get to Legend League. Like, I get it if you're playing casual, but that's just how I am, is I always look at players' ranks. I've got that competitive spirit, you know? But your base, like the base itself looks amazing, bro. You've done a lot of really solid upgrades. Looks like you are leaving the lava launcher behind for this phase, which is interesting. Maybe you're leaving all the crafted defenses behind. Which, I guess that's not the worst thing, because they're just temporary, right? And you're not fighting in the top of Legend League. Check out Ronda Plus. They are playing Clash of Clans at yes. I will give you a follow. I'm getting a ton of chat messages all of a sudden, all at once, so I might miss some chat, guys. But hey, good job on your base, bro. I gotta say, this is definitely a bit of dedication you had put into this, especially with the decorations. Those decorations look great. All the Christmas trees. There's a 2021 Christmas tree there. So that's at least 5 years you've been playing, but I'm sure you've been around much longer than that. Yeah, these are 9th anniversary cakes, which if I'm not mistaken, I think that was also 2021. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know why I'm getting my numbers mixed up. It was around 2021. Something like that. Since the start, basically, but sadly I was stupid and removed the old ones. Yeah, me too. I definitely did the same thing. What the heck is going on? You guys are going crazy in the chat. So, good job on your base, bro. Anyway, I do want to go for one more Legends attack. And I think I'm going to call it good on the stream. I do have some stuff I gotta head over to. Okay, so this base is interesting because of the sweepers. If the sweepers were facing the other way, it would be a lot easier for me. But okay, I think I have a good idea of what I'm gonna go for either way. So I'll start here with the Quakes, and then the Duke, and then shoot the arrow from this army camp. Hopefully get the CC. I do. Very nice. And then the Dragon's over here. But now I have to be careful because the Queen is very exposed. So I might give her an extra Dragon there. I always save a dragon for basically that reason. I lost my giant a little early. Yeah, I'm a little nervous about this area that the queen is stepping over into. She's gonna die. And it looks like I lost my duke a little prematurely as well. So I'm being patient now with the revive because I do think that from where he died, he has a good shot to go directly into the long shot. But I want to make sure all of these side buildings are mostly gone before that happens. Let's use the poison on the guardian now and then revive the duke. A nice dark orb there. And yeah, I think we can use overgrowth here just to delay the rage tower a little bit. I'm running thin on troops, so I guess let's try to get some good rocket loons over here. Hopefully pick up that air defense. It does go down. So now we'll see if this worked. I think that how early my duke went down was not good for me. He must have gotten targeted a little early. And yeah, guys, this is the first fail of the stream, and unfortunately it's the last attack. Typically I would like to redeem myself, but I do have to call it good on the stream because, like I said, I have some errands to run. I'm gonna wait until this multi-archer tower is not raged anymore. I think that even though I could split the targets right now, I should still wait for the rage effect to go off. It doesn't even matter. It doesn't even matter. I think that 92% and 94% is still both plus 30. Yeah, plus 30. Nice try, thank you so much. Still a great day, thank you so much. I still have 6 hits left here too, so what I'm predicting is that if I can finish today with a plus 295 or better, which means that I can afford one more fail of 78% or better, then I should still be in the top 500 pretty easily. That's what I'm predicting. Plus 295 will be good enough to hold my spot. And yeah, yesterday on this account wasn't the best day, but I do average around 295. Not feeling too good. Good job, enjoy the rest of your day, thank you so much. And hey, if you've been hanging out this whole time, I appreciate you seriously. It's been a great stream, I gotta say. I did almost 2 hours worth of attacking and all the different modifiers. I did CWL, I did esports, and I did legends. And that attack I did just now was the only fail of the whole stream. So I'm excited to go live again tomorrow, but I do think that tomorrow I will be live like later in the day, so it's not gonna exactly be at this time of day. It's gonna be later. And yeah, subscribe to me on YouTube because I will schedule the live streams. You'll see exactly what time of day that I will be live. You were playing an esports match? Yes, let me show you. I did do a triple for esports for my team. The layout was a little bit exposed to the backpack, but hey, look, we got the win because our last base defended. And yeah, it was just a 3v3. I'm not exactly sure what tournament this is. I have to ask Scuba. Scuba is my team captain for this team. And so I managed to triple this. I'll 4x this in case you didn't see this. But this is an esports mode triple. And just look at that backpack value. I got an insane backpack. I did spend some resources like an ice golem and a skeleton spell on the monolith over there for the Duke, but I think that getting the monolith down was worth those resources. And yeah, I don't exactly remember the queen dying. I thought she stayed alive. So maybe the replay is bugged. I don't think so. But this still goes through and the replay is a triple. And a nice win. Okay, y'all. Have a great day. And yeah, I'll be live again tomorrow. So take care. And yeah.